Hi, I'm Elizabeth Lail, and I'd like to welcome you to the historic 1839 Asheboro Female Academy. As a native of Asheboro, I am honored to invite you on a journey back in time, nearly 200 years ago, when Asheboro was a small village of farmers, merchants, and mechanics of simple means in a remote and rugged area of the American South. Life in the 1830s was very different than it is today. Most of the population lived on small farms scattered throughout the countryside. Travel was slow and difficult and meant walking or riding a horse or horse-drawn wagon along a narrow trail or unpaved road. There were no public schools. Without a school, girls lacked the opportunity to learn even the most basic skills that we take for granted today, like reading, writing, or math. Troubled by a lack of education for girls, a group of Asheboro's leading citizens came up with a bold plan to establish a female academy for girls that would provide an education equal to that available to boys during the era. One of those visionaries was Jonathan Worth, a local lawyer and father of 5 daughters, of an eventual 7. Worth would later become a pioneer in the creation of a state public school system and governor of North Carolina. On February 8, 1839, the Asheboro newspaper Southern Citizen published a small advertisement calling out for volunteers to support the region's first school for girls. And volunteer they did. The Asheboro Female Academy would provide high-quality education for the next 50 years. The Female Academy that you can visit in Asheboro looks much as it did when it opened in 1839, but until recently, time had taken its toll on this historic structure. Just as a group of local citizens joined together to establish the Academy in 1839, the building we are touring has been carefully restored by a dedicated group of local citizens to serve as a living, learning, historic classroom. Let's take a look around. For girls attending female academies in the 1830s, the first class of the day was often needlework, a very important skill in those days. Students needed clean hands to work with the fine threads and fabrics used in needlepoint. Before sewing, the girls would line up to wash their hands at a basin similar to this one. Water was drawn from a well located outside. There was no running water inside the academy or any home in the county. This is an example of cross-stitch, one of the types of needlework popular in the 1830s. Why was needlework so valued in those days? Well, in a time before photography, needlework was used to capture and record special occasions and accomplishments, and showcase artistry, skill, and talent. This needlework was recreated by a local artisan to celebrate the establishment of the Asheboro Female Academy. Restoring this historical building to its authentic appearance took a great deal of research. With no photograph to indicate the Academy's original paint color, determining the correct color to use was a challenge. Carefully sanding away layers of paint led to the light gray shade you can see on the walls here today. Students who attended the Asheboro Female Academy received instruction in spelling and reading, arithmetic and history, grammar and geography, philosophy and rhetoric, music and crafts, including the making of wax flowers and fruit. Girls would sit in pairs at benches or work tables, and these reproductions were crafted by a local woodworker. In the 1830s, writing tablets were made of slate stone. This tablet dates from the 1800s. In 1839, electrical lighting had not yet been invented. To provide light, folks would use candles made from beeswax. By the year 1839, the United States consisted of 26 states. This is what the nation's flag looked like back in those days. A local volunteer crafted this reproduction flag with simple stitching to interpret the sewing skills of a young girl attending the academy in 1839. There is so much more to be explored at the historic 1839 Asheboro Female Academy. I have enjoyed our journey back in time together. I hope you enjoy your visit to the Academy today. I'm Elizabeth Lail, and thank you.